Everyone, it's Samantha from Scrapmaster's Paradise, and today I'm going to be trying a voiceover on this scrapbook layout that I put together. I did film the whole process. I'll do a speed up on this video. To get started, I pulled out some photos of Olivia eating blueberries, and that's going to be our theme for this layout. And I found this sketch from Stuck Sketches. This is January 1st sketch for this year. So I'm just going to try to do this voiceover. I don't know how well it's going to go, because there is a dryer going and Olivia is playing downstairs with her daddy and they're getting kind of loud, so that's just real life, and voiceovers are just gonna be a little bit messy right now just so that I can get them done. But anyway, I'm pulling paper from this Echo Park We Are Family collection. I end up pulling all of my pattern paper from this. I really liked the color scheme with this one. There's some gray, there's some of the blue that goes kind of with the blueberries, and it also touches on the green from the bib that she's wearing, and there's also some red. I just really think this is a pretty color combo, so I went with that, and I'm just pulling pattern paper, and I end up not really using the sketch all that much, although it is my jumping off point, and you'll see I do some borders across the top of the page that do kind of look like the sketch, but other than that, I really just use it as a starting off point, and that's the great thing about sketches. You don't have to use them exactly. You can take elements from them that you like and just make them your own. It seems like every time I've gone to Scrapbook lately, I pretty much start with a sketch. I go to Stuck Sketches. There's also Nuts About Sketches, which I also have really liked. Creative Scrappers does some sketches. There's a lot of places you can find sketches. Just Google Scrapbook sketches, you can find a bunch. After I get my papers pulled out, I go ahead and cut them down and get them arranged on here, and then I decide on my photo arrangement. I do have 5 photos. I want to have a border of 4 of them across the page and then one kind of in the front. In order to get the 4 pictures across, they need to be cut down 3 inches wide by 4 inches tall. You know, you could make them any height you want, but I wanted the whole picture because they are close-ups of her face. And so I just cut them down and pick the one that I want in the front, and I make it 4 by 4, so it's a little bit bigger. And then I make the white paper as the border. I cut it a little bit more than 4.25 inches or 4¼ inches so that it goes on both sides of the photos and makes a border across. And then I cut it a little bit bigger than the 4.25 inches to mat that square photo, so it ends up being 4.25 or 4¼ inches square. So real quick, I just want to talk about logistics a little bit. I will include as many supplies as I can find online, but I'm not going to spend a bunch of time searching for old supplies, so if I can find things really quick at a couple of big scrapbook stores, I will link them in the description box below this video and over on accompanying blog posts. So I'll have them linked both places for you guys, and anytime you want to know what nail polish I'm using, I try to include the nail polish in the description box below as well. I do use some older nail polishes and some newer ones, so if I can link to them, I also will link to those as well. I get asked quite a bit about nail polish colors, so I just started including that quite a while ago. So definitely check the description box for the blog post link, for supply list links, and for nail polish info. Over on the coordinating blog post, I will also have some close-up photos so you guys can see everything in detail. I know that on the video screen you can't really see all the little details, so I will include some close-up shots on the blog post. After I got my photos and my papers assembled, I go ahead and start embellishing, and I decided to use a little bit of a scallop border, and I really liked this teal scallop border. It's got the little eyelet holes in it. I just want a little piece of it showing, so I go ahead and cut part of this off with my cutter bee scissors and then pick out or fish out the little tiny circle pieces. And next I wanted some sort of tab or tag to where I could put that it was December 2015. So I end up using this little index tab that I got, I think from a Freckled Fawn kit a while back. It might have been a Studio Calico kit. It's just this loose tab that I had. I went ahead and cut it in half instead of folding it over because I didn't like the way it looked with the perforated little edge. I ended up cutting off that perforated part. While I was looking for some sort of tag or tab, I ended up finding this cute little Freckled Fawn tag that I wanted to do my journaling on. So I did grab my Project Life pen in the .01 point, and just did a tiny bit of journaling. The pictures are pretty self-explanatory. She's eating blueberries, so I just wrote that on there. And blueberry is going to also be in the title on this one. I'm going to save this tag of journaling and add it to my layout once I decide where to put it. And then this little thing was big enough to put DEC and 1-5, so I ended up putting the DEC letters from the same collection kit, the We Are Family collection. They had these little tiny red alphas. I used those, and since they didn't include numbers, I went and found this other pad that I had. It was a Studio Calico mini alpha set, and these ones were really tall, so I went ahead and used my cutter bee scissors and chopped them down a little bit since they were so tall. I didn't want all that extra white space on the alphabet. After I got done with this, I thought it looked like it said December 15th versus, December 2015. So I probably will go back with a slick writer or some kind of pen and put a little apostrophe before the 1 so that it does look like a year instead of a day. For the title of this layout, I decided to keep it super simple. I just titled it Blueberry Face. I knew I wanted to use these alphas that were included in that We Are Family collection kit. I really liked them, but I knew I only had 2 E's left, so I decided to make Blueberry written out in these letters, and then I pulled out some Freckled Fawn alphas. They're my favorite alphas ever. They're just these aqua vellum alphas. They came in a subscription kit a while back. If you're interested in Freckled Fawn, I have lots of Freckled Fawn videos you can check out. But I ended up making the face part of the title in those small little alphas. I really love these alphas, and I'm starting on the way backwards, so I'm starting with the blueberry Y at the end and working my way forwards because I wasn't sure how much space I would have, and I wanted to make sure my title fit on my page. I wouldn't have minded if the letters went over that picture just a little bit, but I definitely, want them to be on the page. So I started from the back. And you'll see I set the second B down on my mat because I totally lost where I was and pulled off both B's at the same time. So a good tip is if you have a big word like this, go ahead and write it out. Sometimes it seems to help. Sometimes I will write them out and then work my way backwards because I keep having to spell it out in my head. My little journaling sticker ends up fitting right next to the face part of the title, so that's where I go ahead and stick it. And then I look through some embellishments that I got in my December Freckled Fawn kit. My January one hadn't showed up by the time this video was made, so I go ahead and pull out some of these flowers. I love the way these little wood flowers look. I had trouble deciding where to put them because I knew I wanted to use at least one of them. I also decided to use one of the little aqua arrows that came in the December kit. I just thought it was cute. I did also end up pulling one of the word stickers off of that We Are Family paper, and I just totally missed voiceovering it. I noticed it now that it's sitting up there at the top. But that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It is something I haven't done in a while, so I'm a little out of practice, but I hope you guys enjoyed it nonetheless. I've got to be honest with you guys, it felt really great to just get into my scrapbook room and film a video like this. So I hope to be doing a lot more of these style videos. It's just going to be whether or not I can get these voiceovers done. They do take a lot of time, and the computer really has trouble with them. It seems like between every little clip that I'm doing, it takes like 20 seconds to make sure that it's loaded or something. I don't know, but it is kind of a pain in the butt. But I still want to do them, so even if I just do the process videos without the voiceover part, you might get a lot of those because I really want to work on her scrapbook and get a little bit caught up. I have got so many photos. It is pretty ridiculous. I was clearing out my phone and backing up with the photos from the last couple of months. I haven't done it in a couple of months, and I was so proud of myself. I only had 700 photos for each month, and the first few months of her life, and even like the last few months before these last couple months, I ended up having like 1,000 to 2,000 photos every month. So I'm like, I really got to cut down on the photos I take, but I just love taking photos of her, and so you're going to end up seeing a lot of this little girl. I hope you guys like it. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be doing videos on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day. Bye!